Scientology is often described as a high-control organization, using various methods to manipulate its members. When someone leaves, especially an ex-Scientologist, they can still be mentally and emotionally affected by the indoctrination, even if they physically distance themselves from the group. Here's how this lingering influence works and how former members who speak out might later be seen as examples of its damaging effects. Chapter 1. Deep Psychological Conditioning. Doctrine over person, Scientology's teachings emphasize complete submission to its doctrine. This involves intense psychological conditioning where critical thinking is discouraged and any thoughts or doubts about the organization are labeled as counterintention or suppressive. Even after leaving, former members may struggle to trust their own thoughts and instincts, as they've been trained to view their own reasoning with suspicion unless it aligns with the group's beliefs. Fear of retribution. Scientology teaches that critics and dissenters face spiritual and personal consequences. The fear of being labeled a suppressive person, SP, and facing disconnection from friends and family is a significant barrier to fully disentangling from the church. This fear can persist even after leaving, affecting their decisions and behavior. 2. Survivor guilt and cognitive dissonance. Many ex-Scientologists may feel guilt or shame about their past involvement, especially if they once helped recruit others or enforce Scientology's rules. This can create cognitive dissonance, where they feel torn between their past beliefs and current understanding. While speaking out against Scientology, ex-members may still subconsciously defend certain parts of their indoctrination or feel conflicted about fully renouncing it, which can be seen in how they talk about their experiences. Hand of 3. Ongoing influence through language and thought patterns. Thought-stopping cliches. Scientology uses specific jargon and thought-stopping phrases, e.g., suppressive and turbulation, that simplify complex ideas and discourage critical thinking. Even after leaving, ex-members might catch themselves defaulting to this language or thinking in ways shaped by it. Trauma bonding. The emotional highs and lows experienced in Scientology can create a form of trauma bonding. Members often feel intense fear, guilt, or shame, but also moments of relief or euphoria when they believe they are advancing spiritually. These emotional patterns can be hard to shake off, even years after leaving. 4. The narrative of the damaged ex-member. Some people speaking out against Scientology might eventually be framed as examples of how deeply harmful the group is. Their stories of manipulation, exploitation, and psychological abuse serve as cautionary tales of what long-term exposure to such indoctrination can do. Over time, as their stories become more widely known, it could highlight not just their bravery in speaking out, but also the lingering effects of the mental and emotional damage inflicted by the organization. The fact that some ex-members may still experience fear, guilt, or self-doubt years after leaving only reinforces the perception of how damaging Scientology can be. Reclaiming identity and autonomy. It's a slow process for many ex-members to fully reclaim their identity after leaving. This journey can be painful and filled with setbacks, especially when they realize how deeply they were conditioned. Over time, the public may recognize that even those who speak out against Scientology are still healing from its effects, and their struggles will serve as a reminder of how deeply the cult's indoctrination can permeate someone's psyche. In summary, while ex-Scientologists may have physically left the organization, its psychological influence can persist for years. Speaking out against it is a powerful step, but even in doing so, they often carry the scars of their indoctrination, which in time will highlight just how damaging such a high-control group can be.